Lüshun comes with a stupid fast reload, making it a scary gunboat, except the HE shells have really low alpha, 1300 per shell, and it really balances out the DPM, but we're going to unbalance it, hopefully with our build. This is kind of like Loyang 2.0. It has smoke, sonar that reaches 5.4 kilometers, and super heals. However you slice it, this is a very, very strong destroyer, and the best campaign ship we've had thus far this year. I set mine up for guns, of course. The turret traverse is just fine, so this will add a little bit to the accuracy, acceleration, concealment, and reload. And we get the reload down to a respectable 1.5 seconds. That is pretty darn good. My commander, I'm using Sa Zinbing, and the secret sauce is Mortar. It is going to buff the shell damage up a little bit, and then that's where we get to that kind of over 1400 shell damage a piece, and it's going to buff the DPM over 50,000 for the high explosive. Not to mention the AP can be very, very useful as well. More on that a little bit later. Since we lose out on Look At Me Now, we're actually going to use a double concealment build with Bay and Swirsky to balance it out. That way it's still okay at cap contesting. That brings the concealment down to 5.6, I believe, which is okay. It's okay. So today we're going to be testing it all out on Greece. There is a CV on the enemy team. That's unfortunate. The AA damage is pretty average for Lüshun, and there's a Lexington over there, so the planes are pretty tanky. Against a Kaga a match ago, we nearly had a clear sky, so this thing will shoot down some planes, but there's going to be a lot of just dodging. And that is unfortunate because Lüshun is not good at that. The turning circle and the rudder are both average, but the ship feels worse than average. Acceleration feels clunky and slow. You bleed tons of speed when you're turning, and to make it worse, no engine boost consumable, you're stuck with the 36 knots of stock speed. I want to quantify it for you guys, but I don't have the stats to back it up. This ship just feels slow. It feels like you're sailing in mud. And I know that you guys probably know what that feels like. You've played ships that are kind of like that. So yeah, take that into consideration. Also, Lüshun is a bit of a chungus. She sticks up out of the water a lot and takes a massive amount of damage when she gets spotted. The ship absolutely needs the super heals in my opinion, and we're going to put them to good use in this match. We already lost to St. Louis. Poor fella. Like, I can't say anything. That's honestly been me. Even in the last 2 months, I think I had a Mogami game where I was sailing in pretty angled, and, you know, I'm checking Discord and absolutely got dev struck. So, rest in peace, my friend. We'll try to redeem you. We're kind of taking an aggressive approach. There was a DD on either flank, so I felt the need to just play mid here. That's probably not the smartest thing to do when there's a CV, but we have 4 smokes, so we can always smoke up. Early torps out on Bismarck, 11 kilometers range, 65 knots, and they're deep water torps. Let's see if we can snake the Takahashi kill here. I gotta live up to my clan name, Yoink baby. Didn't get him, but we got the cap, and we definitely have the Lexington's attention here. Let's dodge some torps, but honestly, we probably just need to smoke up so that we don't take any damage. We should be able to heal most of it back, but still, we don't need to take the damage. Bismarck, I think he's going to eat 2 of those torps. That is good. Unfortunately, we are also going to eat a torp. That's okay. We'll live to fight another day. It's fine. So yes, the super heals, they're going to bring back around 5,000 health apiece, which is great because we really kind of have a small HP pool for the tier. Only the Sumner, the Yugamo, and the Jutland have smaller HP values. So that, coupled with this thing's size and poor maneuverability, the super heals are nice, definitely nice. Anytime I see a super heal, of course, I start thinking about a commander with fully packed, and I did play around with the idea of Ding Ruchang in a build to get a 3rd heal, but you lose a ton of DPM and the RPF tracker, of course, which is this half moon thing on my screen, and that shows the direction of the nearest ship, or really it shows what grid square they are in, and it's very important for destroyers like this that are cap contesters, DD hunters, blah blah blah. So we didn't want to lose the RPF tracker, though I am curious to hear your guys' builds in the comment section. Definitely let me know. I always get some good ones, some head scratchers, so share them below. The poor maneuverability and the deep water torpedoes are absolutely the balancing factors for Lüshun. It's what keeps this ship from being OP, because let's face it, the consumable suite is just incredible. And let's see if we can snake the 44 kill here. Pretty decent accuracy there at 9 kilometers. We did not get the kill. That's fine. The consumables are just ridiculous on this ship. The smoke is okay, you get 4 of them, but the sonar is very strong. I feel like its immediate power creep for Z46 is 4.4 kilometers. 5.4 km means you could really set this thing up for stealth sonar if you cared to, although it's not as strong a build as like the Z52 where you get 5.9 kilometer sonar. I would rather have the damage output personally, but still, smoke and sonar combo has always been one of the metas in this game, and that's why Luoyang has quite a reputation even to this day. That ship came out, probably a couple of years ago, and still I would say it's probably used in comp matches because of the long-range sonar. It's just deadly. Speaking of which, we're going to have a face-off here against a Z46. He and his sonar, and smoke, me and mine. We'll have him in the DPM department. He has me in health. Let's see what happens. Let's test out the AP. Now the AP is very good on this boat. It is high velocity though, so I'm guessing we're going to overpin this guy a lot. Let's count them, 5 overpins. There's some full pins. It's good damage when you get the full pins, and again, we just got chunked from over there, from that battleship, good grief. When he's angled out, of course, we're going to have to switch to the HE, and our DPM drops off quite a bit. Still though, I think we'll pick up this kill fairly easy here. It was about half and half for the overpins, I suppose. The AP though, it is amazing. So we built into the HE to try to get it buffed up to decent levels or competitive levels, but the AP stock is the best at tier 8. So I would say absolutely use it anytime you can. And here we go, here's a lightning as well. Luckily, we still got the sonar running. Both of these DDs were sonar guys. Neither one of them had them running though, so maybe they were on cooldown and we got lucky. But yeah, getting spotted, it is very deadly in this ship. You saw what that battleship did to us earlier, and in the 11 games that I've played this ship, it always feels like that. When you get spotted, you get lit up. Now, I get it, it's a new ship, and you know, that's something that's always going to be targeted. Seems like sometimes my teammates don't care to target the DDs, but the Reds today have been slapping me big time. I think we've only, what did we lose, 3 games? So it's been very good, this boat, but definitely taking large amounts of damage when we get spotted. The AP though, it's really good against big ships, you know, cruisers or battleships. Now in this case, Alabama, he's just angled enough where I think we can continue to shoot the HE, but it's definitely good against big ships. The DPM is awesome. The annoying parts of the ship, aside from eating tons of damage from every corner of the map like we talked about, you're just a big slow target, and showing broadside is something you're going to have to do to get all of the guns going. Well, really, you're just 2 turrets, but the firing angles aren't necessarily amazing. So in order to not cut your DPM in half, you're going to have to show a lot of skin, and yeah, this thing just takes a lot of damage. The good parts though, I would say, the 360 turrets are amazing. That's always a cool gimmick, like the Friesland, you can keep them on target, and the Traverse is great, so that's good. And also the shell velocity is really good. Those who play Friesland and the Pan-European DDs, you know that the floaty shells are pretty bad, but honestly, these feel a little better. I feel like you have a little better shell velocity, and it's easier to aim at longer ranges. Throw it all together, and I really think we have one of the strongest campaign ships we've had in a long while. Of course, part of that just comes with the nature of having a smoke sonar DD, which is really about as meta as it comes in World of Warships. If you're looking to fudge your stats and your win rate and, you know, to buff that kind of stuff, this is the answer. Get a good sonar gunboat DD and just spam it. You can have a massive battle impact at the game starts by either killing or just forcing enemy DDs away from caps. So yeah, this is how to fudge World of Warships. And the other part of this being the best campaign ship of the year is what we're comparing it to. So far this year, if you guys remember, the first campaign of the year was called the Danubian Pearl. In January, we got the Jaeger. And of course, I don't have many good things to say about the Jaeger. Basically, you're throwing 12 pillows at your enemies. The torpedo alpha is very, very low, 10k. Yes, it gets a reload booster, and that is cool. But overall, I didn't think that was the best ship. And of course, you know me, I don't really like torpedo boats all that well. Next up, in February, we had the Lion of Flanders, and that brought to us the Admiral Schroeder. Now, it wasn't the most competitive cruiser at Tier A, I will say, but I thoroughly enjoyed that ship just because of how unique it was and how fun the secondaries were. It reminded me of Lepanto when it first came out. I mean, those secondaries just shred. For those of you who missed it, Lepanto on launch was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if it wasn't tested at all, but the SAP DPM per side was something ludicrous, like 2 million DPM per side of the ship. It just absolutely flooded the screen with red SAP shells. Anyways, Admiral Schroeder kind of gave me that vibe with all of those big 128mm guns on each side of the ship. Super, super fun. In March, we got the Karl Johan, which really, in my eyes, was just a worse Prince Ruprecht. I feel like the main guns were worse. You had Brandenburg guns instead of 406s. The secondaries were worse, the range was worse, the pin was worse, the accuracy was worse, and the torpedoes. You had pan-European torpedoes, which again, like the Jaeger, are really good at tickling your enemies. You could do a full drive-by with Karl Johan, land all 8 torpedoes, and then your enemy can still sail by you, be alive, and alive and well, basically. So Karl Johan, yes, it had better armor than the Prince Ruprecht, but overall, less teeth. So not a fan. Here we are with the Lüshun though, and yes, this is easily the best. And for 2,500 doubloons, I would say you'd be crazy to pass this one up, but hey, you know me, I'm Derka, I'm the salesman. I'm just trying to sail ships for wargaming out here. You know, another part of it, it's a 4-week campaign, 80 milestones, so it's a short campaign and it should be easier to earn the ship, and you still get most of the goodies. I think Prince Blip said a few of the boosters are taken away, but overall not bad. So we're going to get our revenge on the Lexington for hitting us with the torpedo earlier. Again, the AA, like we mentioned, we got 13 planes. Yeah, I don't know. The AA is just average. I had a lot of CV matches today. I'm not sure why. Usually I can go a whole ship review without playing against CVs, but that's just how the cookie crumbled today, I suppose, and that's okay. Not a lot of damage this game, but we definitely did our job, double caps, and took out all of the DDs. Z46, we got the kill. We finished off the Brit DD. Z44, no. Okay, someone did most of the damage against Z44. Either way, though, Lüshun is great against destroyers. The HE, the AP, the reload, the sonar, the smoke. This is a pretty fun ship. I would highly recommend it. And again, I don't always say that about every campaign ship. But yeah, we're going to get the Lexington gunned down here. Oh, 16 planes. Right? Yeah, pretty good. I mean, this should be a pretty decent XP game. 18 planes, actually. So 2 away from a clear skies on this one. Not too shabby. Definitely curious to hear what you guys think of this ship. Luoyang 2.0 down below, so let me know. How much base XP? 2971. Didn't clear 3K. That's okay. But yeah, look forward to hearing from you guys. This is Derka signing off. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.